Today I am weeding the greenhouse, watering, and pulling suckers off tomato plants. So I'll do a little bit of video showing how bad they can get and how easy it is to take them off and what to look for. And that'll be this week's vlog, I think. And then I'll give you a quick update on how things are in the garden as well. Okay, so on this plant, we have the main stem here. And then there's another branch out here. So this thing right in the middle of the stem is a sucker. So that's what needs to come out because they waste the energy of the plant. Just fold it over, pop it out, it pulls off, throw it in the garbage. There's also a lot of other little suckers on this plant. So there's one right here, pop it off, one here, pop it off, and there's another one down here, pop it off. Throw it in the garbage, and then it redirects the energy. Oh, here's another one. There's a lot on this one. Redirects the energy to the fruit making flowers at the top of the plant. If you've waited too long, your suckers themselves might have blossoms on them. You can still take them off. Here we have a situation where the sucker has totally gotten out of control. So, as you can see down here, over here, there's this little plant here, this little stem. That's the original stem. This thick, huge thing here is actually the sucker, so I'm gonna pull it out. And I'm also going to pull out all this chickweed in here. Holy, chickweed is insane. Stupid chickweed. Apparently, you can actually eat chickweed. I haven't tried it. It's supposedly a pretty good microgreen in salads. Monty Don, cultivates it in a bed, apparently, in his garden at Longmeadow, and eats it in salads. So one of these days when I'm weeding in here, I should collect all of the chickweed and add it to a salad and see how that tastes. So I'm going to weed the rest of this bed here and pull out suckers, and that's how it'll go. You really have to keep an eye out for suckers on your tomatoes because they pop up out of nowhere all of a sudden and they divert energy away from your blossoms and from your fruiting, and they're just a waste, and they appear out of nowhere in no time. Sometimes it seems like they show up 5 minutes after I've been through and done them. This one's huge, and you'd be forgiven for thinking that it was a viable leaf or branch, but it's not. Check it. So, now that I'm done weeding and taking the suckers out, perhaps this is what they call gardener's green thumbs, because my thumbs and my fingers are literally green. So I'm gonna water everything now because everything's super dry, and I'll do another time lapse and you can watch that. So that's that. The greenhouse is fully watered now. All the tomatoes have been de-suckered, I guess. And the greenhouse is 3, 1, 2. We have 2 huge rain barrels. I'll show you. So we have this one here. I don't actually know how much it holds. It holds quite a bit. This one's down here close to the greenhouse. And there's this green hose you can see on the ground here. That runs up to the one by the house. So when the one by the house fills up with all the rain off the roof, we drain it into this one and then we use this one to water the greenhouse. We need to jack it up. As you could probably see in the time lapse, I can't actually fit a 5-gallon pail under the faucet to fill it. So we need to jack it up a little bit this year so we can fill buckets easier. We also usually have a hose attached to here that I can just take over to the greenhouse and water with. I don't know where the hose is right now. It's not attached and I was too lazy to look for it. So I did it with buckets today, which is probably actually more work than trying to find the hose in reality because I had to cart 5-gallon buckets over there. That's watering the greenhouse. Now I'll show you the garden. So basically everything is up in the garden, including some squash over here. The rhubarb is ridiculous. Our raspberries all went down in the snow the other day and they haven't stood back up yet. Not sure what we're gonna do because we need to get them standing straight up again. So the cucumbers here, beans, and then corn all the way down. And then we've got cucumbers, beets, carrots, and then these are peas. There's sugar snap peas at this end. On this side over here there is Altesse peas, and on the other side on that half is green arrow, and then that whole row is green arrow. And then there's the squash over there and other things in the raised beds. Everything is up now. The corn's growing like an inch a day, so are the beans. So that's this week's update. And my tip for this week, if you have tomatoes, start watching for suckers and pulling them off, and also start weeding the chickweed out of your beds if you have chickweed. And if you decide to save your chickweed and make it into salad, let me know how that goes. I'm curious how it tastes. So, hazards of having tomatoes in the garden. I just realized I also need to check these for suckers, so that's what I'm gonna do now. Have a good week.